Moving on now, some hoodlums have been arrested in Kogi State following an attempt to burgle the fertilizer warehouse of the state in the capital, Lokoja. They were apprehended after stealing bags of fertilizers and agrochemicals with dangerous weapons in their possession to scare security operatives and other members of the community. Well, according to the state government, the act is considered an attack on the economy of the state. And joining us on the show to discuss the Kogi situation is the State Commissioner for Information, KINGSLEY FANWO. Good afternoon, Mr. FANWO. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Before we comment on what happened at what you're reporting to be the fertilizer warehouse, there are some reports making the rounds at this time, unconfirmed reports that hoodlums have converged on Zone 8 section of Lokoja at the moment. There are also reports that a journalist has been shot. What do you know about that development?
Thank you. We are still gathering reports on what happened at Zone 8 junction. What they visited was a warehouse where we had the remnants of relief materials for flood victims in the state. Some of them have not been able to come and take those materials, but the hoodlums have carted away those materials in a very brazen criminal way, though it degenerated into some scuffles. And they also, we had a report that they were imported from some parts of the state and also some neighboring states, and they were armed. So they were shooting sporadically into the air to be able to scare people in order to be able to perpetrate their nefarious act. We also learned there are unconfirmed reports that a journalist was shot. I've been in touch with the NEWSDAY here to find out the facts of the matter and know the next step to take about that. But by and large, the situation is calm in Lokoja as we speak now. Our security agents have been able to step in powerfully to restore peace.
That's good to hear, Kingsley. What's the latest on the apprehended robbers that went to burgle the state's agricultural development project fertilizer warehouse?
Yeah, investigation continues at the police headquarters here in Lokoja. They are making very useful statements to the law enforcement agents, and we hope to get to the roots of the matter because the fertilizers were meant for the dry season planting of our farmers in the state. So it's very unfortunate because it has gone beyond, I think, the initial intentions of those who started this protest, because you cannot go and steal fertilizers and go and steal agrochemicals and still claim you are doing that because of hunger. So those people are criminals. They went there in the night and they have been apprehended. We ensure that they face the full wrath of the law because they've perpetrated crime. Agriculture is one of the frontline sectors in the state and one of the sectors we want to use to drive ourselves out of the economic hardship of this pandemic. So attacking that sector by anybody will not be acceptable to the state government. So we are digging deep into the matter and we'll ensure they face the full wrath of the law.
Thank you for the update on that, Mr. FANWO. Now, 3 or 4 people were reportedly killed in your state. I'm hoping you can also help us to confirm that number during a stampede at a warehouse that had COVID-19 palliatives in it, not just in your states, but in other states across the country yesterday. What would you say this tells us, the fact that there are stampedes outside warehouses storing food, with regards to the level of poverty within states across Nigeria, focusing on Kogi?
Thank you very much. What we had at the warehouse yesterday at Pata Market was the leftover of the palliatives distributed to all the 21 local government areas of the state. Since 2016, the administration of Governor Yahaya Bello has been distributing relief materials to the people to help indigent homes to be able to survive economic hardship. So we have a tradition, we have a channel of doing this. So we've done that very perfectly by getting all these palliatives to all the local government areas. What was left at the warehouse was meant for some youth and women groups that were to come forward yesterday to collect them. But, you know, expectedly, many people want to have a taste of what was there. And we wanted to manage the situation as civil as possible, with very minimal or no force at all. So that was exactly what happened yesterday. And we ensure that we opened all the doors so that there will be no reason for any stampede at the warehouse. So what happened there was legitimate, and the issue of death was false. I think about 2 or 3 people were injured and they were admitted at the hospital. And to the best of my knowledge, they've been discharged from the hospital. What was reported was as a result of a terrible practice of some journalists who are bent on creating crisis and chaos in the state. So everything is calm as we speak.
Okay. Mr. FANWO, just to be clear, are you saying that the federal government Palliative and the Kakovid, the private sector initiative Kakovid Palliative in Kogi State have been completely distributed? Is that what you're saying? Because it said those left were supposed to be picked up yesterday, and they have been picked up.
Yes, they have been distributed across the 21 local government areas in the state. Just like I said, we already have a channel for distributing relief materials in the state, because apart from what was sent to us by the federal government or Kakovid, the state government has been doing that since 2016. So we have a channel. So we have used the channels to be able to reach every village and community and towns and city in the state. So it was not a problem. What was left yesterday was for youth and women groups, and they've come to pick the items.
All right, thank you so much, Kingsley FANWO, Commissioner for Information and Communication, Kogi State.